In today's real estate market, mastering the art of the counteroffer is the difference between getting your buyers into their dream home or losing out to the next agent. Negotiation isn't optional anymore. It's the one skill that separates top buyers agents from the rest. Inventory is rising and competition can be fierce. And according to NAR, 68% of all sales last year involved a counteroffer. And that number is only going up. So if you want to stand out and be the agent who can actually win the deal for your clients, this video is for you. By the end, you'll know the psychology behind counteroffers. We will go over 7 proven negotiation strategies that the best buyers agents use, and the exact scripts you can adapt to win more deals without overpaying. A counteroffer is not rejection, it's engagement. It means the seller wants to keep the conversation alive. Your buyers need to see counters as progress, not pushback. Here's one way you can explain it to your clients. This isn't a no, rather an invitation to keep negotiating. Our goal isn't to win every point. Our goal is to win the house. We know that our ego can kill deals, but professionalism, empathy, and facts keep them alive. Facts beat feelings. Always prepare with a fresh CMA and net sheet. Here's a script you can use and make your own. Mr. Seller, I know this feels low, but remember, the buyer liked your home enough to write an offer. This is their starting point. Mr. Seller, based on comps, homes here are selling at 97% of list. So know your market and adjust your list to sales ratio number as needed here in the script. And Mr. Seller, that's why we're countering at this number. Price is rarely the only factor. Ask the other agent directly, what's most important to your client besides price? For example, you could say, other than price, what would make this deal work best for your client? It could be timing, a leaseback, repairs, or certainty. Certainty is currency. Almost every seller calls the first offer a low ball. Here's one way to phrase it. I understand this feels disappointing, but remember, this is the buyer who actually made an offer, not the 10 who didn't. If you're 20,000 apart, counter at 10, nearly half of deals that close use this move. You might put it like this. What if we meet them halfway? That gets us close enough to move forward without losing the deal altogether. A pro tip, don't default to cutting commission. If pressed, offer a flat amount like $500 to $1,500 or whatever dollar amount instead of a percent. Consumers think in dollars, not percentages. Here's one way you might frame it. Rather than adjusting the percentage, I can credit a flat amount toward the deal. It still moves the needle, but keeps everything fair. Another powerful approach is to ask closing questions. Try saying, what would happen to your plans if we accepted this offer as written? Then stop talking. Silence creates clarity. Not every low offer is a true lowball. Sometimes the list price is too high. Here's one way to explain it to buyers. Sometimes it's not that the buyer is lowballing, it's that the home is overpriced. Let's look at the comps and make sure we're coming in smart. Remember, buyers buy on payment, not price. Builders are buying down rates. If your resale isn't competitive on monthly payment, you're losing. Here's a simple checklist you can follow. Run a fresh CMA. Identify priorities on both sides. Lead with empathy, then pivot to facts. Split gaps when reasonable. Always ask what happens if we accept. Never reject outright, and verify buyer strength. We know that consistency builds confidence. The checklist keeps you calm and in control. And don't forget to play offense before the offer. Set expectations early at your listing presentation or buyer consultation. For example, you could say, in this market, it's normal to see some negotiation. We'll likely get counters. My job is to keep you calm and focused on the outcome, which is getting you into contract. Agents who prep clients up front see less stress, fewer surprises, and faster decisions. A lower priced but non-contingent buyer may be stronger than a higher contingent one. Here's one way to phrase it. Mr. Seller, if we accept this contingent buyer, your home is off the market until their sale closes. Is that acceptable? Or do we prioritize the certain buyer who can close in 30 days? Don't inflate inspection issues. Most sellers already know what's wrong. You might simply say, here's the report. What would you like to do? The strongest offer isn't always the highest. It's the one most likely to close. Coach your buyers to strengthen financing, shorten timelines, and provide certainty. instead of just chasing the price. Here are some of the mistakes that kill deals. Rejecting without countering. Always counter. Letting ego or emotions drive the strategy. Over-negotiating inspections or personal property. Defaulting to commission cuts. Forgetting the seller's motivation. Never let a deal die on your watch. Always counter something. Practice until it feels natural. Split the difference. What happens if we accept? Diffusing lowball with empathy. When you see a counter, do you focus on what your client lost or on the proof the deal is still alive? Are you negotiating to win the point or to win the house? Here are the key reminders. Always counter. Never reject outright. Facts beat feelings. Ego kills deals. Professionalism saves them. Always prepare with a CMA, a net sheet, and scripts. Some action steps you may consider this week. Role play all 7 moves with a peer. The words need to come out of your mouth before they'll work in the field. And here's the bottom line. When you master the art of the counteroffer, you don't just close more deals, you become the calm, trusted negotiator your clients rely on. If this video was helpful, hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss more training. And I'd love to invite you to join my private Facebook group for real estate agents, where I share scripts, tools, and weekly strategies you won't find anywhere else. The link is in the description below, along with other free resources to help you grow faster and more consistently. Remember, when you master the art of the counteroffer, you win more deals, protect your clients, and build your reputation as the go-to buyer's agent in your market.